Well, it was kind of a gut punch, I'm not gonna lie.
As beef costs continue to surge, the president looks overseas to cool sizzling prices, while some Washington ranchers say the plan is breaking his America First promise.
After some wet weather this morning, I'm tracking dry weather for the next couple of days, which means rain-free conditions for trick-or-treaters.
And new tonight, just days before the election, a Spokane City Council candidate is sued over whether or not they're actually eligible to run.
Thanks for staying up late with us tonight for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Cody Proctor. Just days before ballots are due, a Spokane City Council candidate faces a new lawsuit that could affect his chance at holding office. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy tells us the argument and the timeline both parties now face.
The lawsuit argues City Council candidate for District 2 Alejandro Barrientos did not live in the district when he began his candidacy and therefore shouldn't be running for office.
The race for Spokane's District 2 seat on City Council is on between Barrientos and his opponent, Kate Tellis. But a lawsuit filed by 3 Spokane residents who documents show aren't financial supporters for either candidate argues Barrientos isn't qualified to run. A rule in the city's charter says a candidate has to live in the district they're running for at least a year before they can run for office. Documents show Barrientos previously lived in District 2 on Manitou Boulevard. However, they go on to say his divorce at the time had his wife living at the home during the time he'd need to in order to run for the office. Documents say during an interview with news outlet Range Media last Thursday, Barrientos stated he'd been living in a condo in District 1 from April of 2024 to April of this year. This, the suit argues, makes him ineligible for the council seat.
This isn't to say he's not a great candidate in other respects. It's just he still has to meet the mechanical requirements.
Retired attorney Jeffrey Feiner is representing the 3 Spokane residents in this case. He argues Barrientos should not be qualified to run and questions why the matter wasn't discovered until right before the election. He also says the lawsuits had to be amended with a 10-day period for filing instead of 5 days, which he says contradicts Barrientos' post to social media saying the suit was dismissed.
We amended within about 24 hours and pointed out that the correct statute uses all the same facts we've already alleged, but removed the 5-day frantic rush.
Feiner says the suit's amended as of Tuesday. With a new timeline for the case, Feiner says scheduling a hearing for the suit could be a moot point depending on the election result.
If he gains the most votes, there's a reason to go forward. If he does not win the general election majority of votes, then the lawsuit is no longer of any importance.
Barrientos released a statement in response to the suit when first announced, saying in part, "Make no mistake, I am a resident of District 2 and I look forward to representing my neighbors on the city council. On Election Day, the people of Spokane will reject the politics of personal destruction and Seattle dark money." While Feiner says it's unclear when a hearing could be scheduled, he believes it's unlikely it'll be before Election Day. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
Turn around, face the car. Turn around, face the car.
Don't put your hands on me, pal. Listen.
You are going to get hurt. If
I
you don't
am?
listen to what I'm telling you.
A former Spokane County sergeant accused of beating a man so severely the jail wouldn't take him now faces a federal lawsuit. Clay Hilton's charged with assaulting Kevin Hinton during a 2023 arrest for parking outside Spokane Valley's Terrace View Park after hours. He's also accused of intentionally disregarding Spokane Valley's code in trying to charge Hinton and misrepresenting the city's law in a sworn charging document and police report. Hilton pled not guilty to those charges back in 2024 in Spokane County Superior Court. U.S. District Attorney for Eastern Washington filing those new charges last week. For a full background on the case, head to our website at krem.com. Alaska Airlines says everything is fixed following a major check-in problem that left many passengers scrambling this morning. This is the second time in a week for the major airline. This time it was tied to a Microsoft Cloud outage, which knocked out the airline's website and app, meaning passengers couldn't access their boarding passes on their phones. Microsoft says it's still working to fix problems with its Azure cloud service, which is what caused this morning's problems. The same outage also hit Office 365, Xbox Live, Starbucks, and even Air New Zealand. All right, let's shift gears right now to take a first look at our forecast with meteorologist Michelle Boss. Dry right now, Michelle, but as we take a look ahead, what about Halloween?
Yeah, so we do have some rain in the forecast for the weekend, but I think we're going to be able to get through those prime trick-or-treating hours with dry weather, though. It is going to be pretty gray out there, not frigid, but not warm by any means. We're looking at temperatures in that 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. time range, generally in the middle to upper 40s, light winds and dry conditions. So that's good news. Probably still need a jacket on the costume, but probably not the raincoat or poncho. We have dry weather today after some showers this morning and looking at relatively clear skies most of the night. We may see a little bit of cloud cover first thing tomorrow morning before that moves on out. But it's going to be pretty cold tonight, much colder than this morning. We're already at freezing in Deer Park and just a couple degrees above freezing in Coeur d'Alene. Still holding on to 40 degrees right now in Spokane. I expect temperatures in the low to mid 30s overnight. As we can see there on the short-term forecast, those temperatures headed down to near freezing. Some folks may have to scrape the frost in their car tomorrow morning, but looking at highs, just a couple degrees cooler than today for Thursday with a high of 49, partly cloudy skies, cloudy and 50 for Halloween. And then rain does move in Friday night into Saturday, breezy with highs in the lower 50s.
Well, time right now for your Night Beat for a quick look at today's top stories. Oregon squared off against the Trump administration in federal court today, arguing the president overstepped his authority by deploying National Guard troops. Today, we learned for a few hours troops were deployed outside the ICE building despite the restraining order in place. For months, small groups of demonstrators have gathered there, occasionally clashing with federal officers. The feds argue the president has the right to deploy federalized troops. The state of Oregon seeking a permanent injunction blocking deployment. As the government shutdown drones on and with SNAP benefits set to run out this Saturday, WIC programs across Spokane are still set to remain open. The program provides food benefits for pregnant mothers, new parents, and children up to 5 years old. Spokane regional health officials announced their 6 WIC offices across the city will stay open. However, one mother we spoke to who's both a WIC participant and employee says WIC families still face a lot of pressure.
Essentially, anything that was free money to spend is no longer free money to spend. We already were working on a very tight budget, especially with 5 kids in the house. You know, there's always things that are needed this time of year, coats, like snow pants, boots, all that kind of stuff. And honestly, some of those might just have to wait for a little bit. And
Spokane County has about 17,000 participants. The health district says their 6 WIC offices manage about 10,000 clients. Spokane's mayor declaring an emergency due in part to the impacts of the ongoing shutdown and her homelessness response plan. The emergency will open 50 extra shelter beds, expedite funding for eviction protections, and fund more mobile treatment to connect people to services. The declaration comes 2 days after the council unanimously passed an obstruction and enforcement ordinance. It allows police to offer assistance to the unhoused, arrest camping ban violators, or do both.
Because that is stepping up both outreach and enforcement, which means more people will be contacted, and we need a place for them to go. And so it's partly that, but it's also because we want to go upstream and prevent more homelessness.
Mayor Brown says demand for housing and food assistance expected to grow under the federal shutdown and lapse of SNAP benefits. That is it for your Night Beat tonight. For more on any of these stories, head to our website, that's KREM.com. Well, don't go to bed just yet tonight. Mail-in voters urged to get their ballots in ASAP. Why your ballot may not count under new changes.
Well, it was kind of a gut punch, I'm not going to lie.
And Washington ranchers sound the alarm about the president's plan to import foreign beef, while they say it breaks his America First promise in just 90 seconds.